Argenta includes a fully integrated event management solution that seamlessly combines all aspects of event organization into one intuitive and powerful platform. In every event's workspace, you can design and publish a registration and ticket sales form that makes signing up simple for your guests. I'm Amy Gallagher, an Argenta Evangelist user, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to design your public event registration and ticket sales form. This is an example of a ticket sales form for an event. You can see all the information from the event is automatically posted at the top of the form. There's a beautiful banner image and an open content section where the user added another image and included a detailed summary of what the guests can expect if they attend. You can design your forms any way you like, even by branding them using your organization's logo and color palette. You can even determine which fields are displayed on the form. You can see here the first name, last name, and email address fields are included to gather information from your guests. Now it's not only the first name, last name, and email address fields, but also the address, city, state, and zip code, and phone number fields as well. The form designer decided they needed more information from the guest and chose to add these fields. You can choose colors that match your unique brand. You can add a hero image to the form, and in the free form description section, you can really add anything you want. You can add images, attach documents, include links, and set up the form any way you like. The sky is the limit on how you design your own form. Every event is different, so the form settings can be changed at the event level for each event. However, there are default settings that every event will start out with, and those can be found in the main menu under Event Management, then choose Public Event Form. You can see here options to change the default colors on your form and which optional fields to display. I'm going to show you how these controls work over in the event workspace, but this is where you set the defaults for all new events. Okay, let's jump back over into our event. To edit your public event form, select the Public Form Design tab. This is where you'll set the form colors, determine which optional fields you want to have the user complete on the form, set the large banner image at the top of the screen, and create and edit that form content we talked about earlier. And of course, save and preview the changes you've made. Let's design the public form for this event by starting here with the banner image. It's really easy to do this. You just find the image you want to use on your machine, then drag and drop it right here. Once you see your image here with a green dot, you must click the Save Banner Image button. This will finish saving and uploading your image, and you'll see it right where you uploaded it. If a banner image has already been uploaded for an event, it can be removed by just clicking Remove Image directly above it. At that point, you can choose not to have a banner image or to start the process over and upload a new image. There are a few criteria for the image that you upload to be your banner image, and you can see them right here by clicking this help circle. Your banner image should be at least 1000 pixels wide and no more than 300 pixels in height. This is an aspect ratio of 16:9. And this is really important so that your image displays properly on your form. Just a note here, these help circles can be found all over the system, and I really encourage you to use them because they have a lot of helpful information. All right, let's move into the next part of our form design, and that's choosing colors for your form. So remember, when you add a new event, the colors will automatically be set to the defaults we took a look at earlier. The default colors may be just fine for the event you're planning, but what if you're planning a special event where you want to use colors that match your banner image or use a color palette for a season like fall or spring? In that case, you can change them pretty easily right here in the form color section. And I will show you how to do that using the color picker control. First, your public form has a large headline that displays the name of your event prominently at the top of the form. You can set the color of the headline by choosing the headline color, which brings up this palette of colors you can choose from. Another way to pick a color is to use the color palette's color wheel. You just click anywhere inside here and position your cursor where you get the best color. And when you have the color you want, just click OK. That closes the color palette and the color you chose will be selected for the headline. There is one more way to choose a color, and that's if you have the RGB or the hex code for a very specific color you want to use. If you have a hex code, you just paste it here. Click outside of the hex code field, click OK, and the hex color you entered will be selected here in the icon color control. If you're selling tickets to your event, there are some helpful icons scattered on the form, and this is where you choose what color they should be. Back over to our form design page here. If you want to use RGB values, you would enter them here. Click outside of the fields to view the color top right, then click OK again to see the color selected for the headline. All of the color pickers in Argenta work the same way, so you can repeat the process to choose the button colors here. You can set the color of the button when someone rolls over it, and the font color of the button text. That is all there is to choosing colors for your event forms. Now we'll take a quick look at the optional form fields. Right now, there are 3 field choices you can make. That could be more in the future because Argenta is constantly upgrading their system to make it better and better. So you can require your guests to enter their mailing address. Now, notice the city, state, and zip code are separate here. That's because you may not need a home address, but you would like to know the geographic location of your guest. This is handy for that. Setting required form fields is very simple. You just turn them on or off. If the field is set to off, it won't show up on the form. If it's set to on, it will. Next, let's jump into the event description or the content section of the event form. A short and simple description of the event has been added already. To update the content section, click the Edit Content button. This will open the Argenta content editor. You'll see these all over the system, and they all work the same way, but I'll take you through a little bit of how it works so you can create beautiful event forms for your guests. The content editor has several functions you can use to do all kinds of things. You can type right into the editor, you can cut, copy, and paste text, then you can format that text any way you like. You can add bullet points, or you can change those bullet points to a numbered list. You can change the font you're using, maybe make it more formal. If you want to start over, you can use this tool to strip all formatting. We'll make this big again and change the color back to purple. You can change text alignment, like to center it on the page. Now, let's add a link here in the content section. I'll paste the text where I want to add the link, then highlight the text I will use as the link. I'll select the Hyperlink Manager tool, and that will bring up a window where I can add the necessary pieces of the URL I'm going to use in my link. In the URL field, you simply type or paste the URL where you want the link to take the user when they click it. Next, in the link text field, type the text you want to display as the link text. If you highlight text in your content, it will auto-fill this field. You can change it if need be. You can skip the ID field. It's not really necessary. You will set the target. This is where the URL will open. Usually the best choice is new window because the user won't be taken away from your form, but a new tab or browser window will open instead. Those are the only items you need to set in this window, so go ahead and click the OK button. You'll notice your text has been changed to a link, and that is finished. So now let's try adding an image. To add a photo or any image to the content, you use the Image Manager. If you've never uploaded an image into the content folder for your team before, you won't see anything in here. It will be blank. So to get started, you'll click the Upload button, which will allow you to select a file from your machine to upload and insert. We didn't have any files in our content folder yet, but if you did and you knew you were uploading an image you had uploaded before, or even if you're not sure, you can decide to either overwrite the previous file or not using this checkbox here. This part of the window here is helpful because it shows you the max file size you're allowed to upload and what file types are allowed. That's all there is to uploading an image. Make sure your file appears here with a green dot, and if it does, go ahead and click the Upload button here to upload your image into your content folder. You can see that the file has been uploaded successfully. There is an image editor built in here, but I'm not going to go through how to use that. In this video, Argenta does have other videos that cover the content managers in their knowledge base that can help you with this if needed. Okay, so we click this insert button to get that image into our content section. The window will close and you'll see it here. I just inserted this image right into the box in no particular space or order, but there are a few different ways to format content so that it looks the way you want it to on your event forms. You'll notice that the content editor has changed a little bit. This part of the video is an update made after an upgrade was done to the content editors. So I'll show you how to format your objects using the updated editor. Okay, I've added some space here between my image and my text, and that's because I'm going to insert a table into that space. Tables are used for all kinds of things in the editor, but for our purposes, I'll use it to put the text next to the image so everything looks nice and well formatted on our public form. The number one most important thing to take away from using tables is that you must set the width of the table and all widths concerning the table to percentages. The table must be 100% wide. This is so that your content looks good on all devices, mobile included. Never ever set the height of the table. This will make the table look pixelated and stretched out. Let the table take on the automatic height of the objects in the cells. I'll show you what I mean by that here in the next few minutes. But for now, this is all we need to do here. So we'll click the OK button to insert the table into the space where we had our cursor. And now we're ready to move our objects here. By objects, I mean our image and our text. I'll select and drag my image into the first cell of the table because I want the image on the right side of the text. Then I'll cut the text and paste it into the second cell in the table, aligning it next to the image. So now you can see the text is automatically aligned vertically in the center of that second cell. I'm going to use cell properties to fix that. You might have noticed that the cell width automatically expanded to fit the image and the text that I added, but you can also set the width of cells. It's very important to remember you can only use percentages when you're doing this, and the total width of the cells must add up to 100%. So just keep that in mind if you set cell widths. Again, don't set the height of a cell. That will cause your form to look strange when it's viewed by your users. You want your forms to look perfect on all devices. Okay, now let's fix the alignment here. I'll choose top left, then hit the OK button, and the text now displays in the way that looks best. We can see that there's no space here between the image and the text, so I'm going to use a little trick here. I'll add 2 cells between them to create a bit of space, but still maintain the integrity of the form across all devices. It's very easy to do this. You just right-click in the right cell, then select column, select insert column to the left, and the additional column is inserted. Repeat that to add another column. And then we'll put 1 space in each of those columns. That is about how much space we need for it to look the way we want. We preview it, which saves your changes and shows you how it will look on your form. You can see it looks great here, so we'll switch over to the form itself by scrolling up and clicking the preview button at the top of the page to view it. This is the event registration form for our event. You can see all of the info for the event is automatically displayed here above the banner image we uploaded, and here is the content section that we just designed. After previewing it, you might choose to make a few changes. For example, I don't like how this text is right above this line, so I want to make a little space there. We'll go back to the content editor and add that space below our text. I'll click the View Content button to save it, then scroll up, click the Preview button once again to look at the form. And now we have that extra space that I wanted there below the text. I'm going to show you one more thing you can do with the content editor that can be very useful if you need to include any documents for your guests to download. I'll use the document manager to upload a document right into the body of my content. The document manager looks and functions exactly the same as the image editor. You can see here that no documents have been uploaded yet for this subscriber's content, so there are no documents in here. Let's go ahead and upload a document here. Click the upload button. Again, this will allow you to select a document from your device to upload into your team's content space. Click select, then choose the file that you want to upload. You'll quickly see it uploading here, and when it's done, you'll see a green dot next to your file. That's how you know it's done uploading. The same things happen in this window as in the image manager. So you can choose to overwrite a file or not, and you can see the document types you're allowed to upload here. Click the upload button. That window closes, and you'll see the document you uploaded here. Now, just like when we added a link to a URL, there are a couple of settings here we need to specify. First is the text that will be used as the link. You can leave the document name that's set already as the default, or you could choose to enter text like this so that it's a phrase rather than a document title. You don't really need an ID. And the target is new window, just like before, so that clicking the link doesn't take the user away from your form. Some browsers will open the document right in the browser, and some will just download the document. At any rate, it's better to be safe and choose a new window. You don't really need to make any other selections here, so go ahead and click Insert to add your document into the content. It will be added wherever you have your cursor when you open the document manager, so be mindful of that. I'm going to add a little text here. This is a good idea to provide a little context for your users so that they know what they're downloading and why they should. So again, let's click the View Content button to see how our content will look. If everything looks good here, you can preview the form again. Scroll up to the top of the page and click the Preview button. That takes you over to the event registration form, and you can see we've created a beautiful and interactive content section for your guests. The Argenta content editor really makes it easy to design your own forms and delight your guests and supporters. And that's it. That's a pretty complete overview on how to design your own public event registration and ticket sales form. For more information on the event management system or any module in Argenta, check out their knowledge base at argentasoftware.com/kb.